Today's Thursday, February 7th, and it's a recap, my recap. What a day. SPY gapped down overnight below the 272 level and kind of dropped around for a bit and gained some strength, but then started to sell off and broke through the 100-day line, broke through the EMA and the 269 level, and I think there was huge volume there. I think there were many stop orders laying around on the SPY, and we just tested this level 3 times to the upside and was rejected. And yeah, let's see what the afternoon brings. I totally overtraded today. We had some earnings. I had Twitter and Match.com on watch, but I didn't like either of them. Twitter usually trades like, and it did so today. So, but I watched Apple and my proxy stocks, and I actually wanted to take Apple for a drop of this 172 level out of the open. And this is very odd. I don't know, my broker platform, it freezes out of the open. I usually can't handle it in the first 2, 3, 4 minutes. And here I wanted to take a short on the break of this 172, and I pressed the button just above 172 for a quarter position. And somehow I was filled for like more than one tier. There were like three orders appearing at the same time for 3 different sizes by just pressing one button for a limit order on the bid. And it was very odd, and it just spiked down, and I couldn't get out. You know, like it was very strange, and I finally took my loss here. So I started the day with a bad loss, and yeah, it was kind of frustrating. But I finished the day gross green, but due to the many executions I had and took, I'm net negative a little bit, but it's okay for that kind of day it has been. I kept on trading Apple. I took a breakout over the day's high on 162 with a full tier, and took off half, and on the pullback the other half, and I made back some. I wanted to go long and add back on the pullback, but was a bit early. I missed my exit here by 2 cents, and I just stuck to it as it was just a quarter position that I wanted to take for a move higher. So eventually we hit my target here, and when I wanted to exit here, I accidentally added a hold here instead of selling the hold here or whatever I had left here, and I immediately noticed my mistake and took the trade off, and it was, I think I still made like $4 out of it, so it was kind of a bummer. Here I went long on the retest of this 172.10 area, and I placed a bid at 172.15. I was filled on the back. I had my stop around below the 80s or below the 90s. I took half for 30 cents, I think, here, and took off more here. Here I wanted to go over a break of 173. It didn't work out. I took 2 tiers, took half off immediately, and stopped out the other one. This was kind of break even. So I didn't touch Apple afterwards. Didn't like it. Yeah, I think that was it. But however, I traded AMD and had some. Actually, these trades were kind of. Here I went for a breakout but to be honest, I had this 22.95 just above the EMA on 5 minutes in mind for my entry, but it was a little early, so I immediately took off half as I took some size. I mean, if I had taken like one tier or a smaller size, I would have placed my stop below here and just stuck with it, but I'm practicing my hesitation still and to just take 5 or 10 cents, but use a little bit more of size in that case. However, there was this, it was pulling back immediately, and I took a partial loss of 3 cents. No, 2 cents. It was actually 2 cents on half, and stuck with the rest. And then it started to move here on the pullback. I stopped out of the rest, and I tried to re-enter here on the break of 23. Took out 5 cents, then it tried 7 cents, but it immediately dropped down, and eventually I stopped out, break even on the rest, which was a good call. Then I saw AMD again here. It respected the lows, and like this 80 cents level, and tested it twice. And so I wanted to go for the break here of the highs and crack of VWAP, and it was a good trade. No, actually it wasn't a good trade. Okay. It was a break-even trade. We moved out, and it pulled back immediately, and I took it off break-even. Yeah, that was kind of a bummer, but as you can see, I missed a nice 25-cent move. Bummer. That was that one. Here, I don't know what I was thinking. No, this was a short attempt. The break of lows, and it pulled back immediately, and I got stopped out. So AMD didn't work out today. I'm green, but not negative on it as well. Then I traded Baba. And at the beginning I did good. I saw it find support at 167 and placed the bid just above it. Got filled, stuck with it. That was when like the SPY started to sell off, but wasn't decisive here. It was just a small portion, a small partial. I think it was quarter position here. I took off a little bit below the $0.50. I was wait a second. Yeah, just below. I got filled here at 16 cents. Took off something at 49 cents, and more at 75 cents. And I had like a quarter remaining, and I just let it play out. I don't know why. I really have to stick to my rules, and either like stick to my stop original here, or like stop out, break even, or use the 2-minute chart. But I really wanted to see this move higher, and it obviously didn't happen, and we sold off further. And as I still was in the trade, it was just stupid. I saw it bounce off here, and on the retest of 66 I added, and later, as I was trading Tesla and Netflix at the same time, I missed my final add here. So I took off the trade here, more or less break even, and it was a good call to take it off. And I saw it find support here at I think I have this level down as well. Wait a second. No, I did not. I didn't. Do I have it? Actually, no, I did not. I did not have this level marked. So there was no level. I think the next one was further below. So I didn't take this trade, as it wasn't a clear setup. However, it was a good call. I'm green on Baba. I did trade Netflix then, and once again, I was way too early. I took an entry here, added on the bounce of 341, I had an average of 342.33, and I did just take off half here as I was busy with Tesla at the time, and I missed my fill here. I had an order and I missed this drop, and it didn't get back here for my fill. I didn't want to take a loss. It was just bad trading. There's no other word for it. It's just bad trading. And here it didn't. We lifted. No, we tested 342, but I was not filled. I had an order on the offer for a partial loss then, but I wasn't filled, and so I just stuck with it. And I had 339.50 as a level. So when I saw this reaction, I took an entry. I thought we would spike up, but we didn't, and I could have gotten a better entry. But overall, it looked better on the 5 minute. It was a good call. It moved my break even, my average price down to 340.50, I think. So I took off the trade as we tried it higher, and I got out good, and I finished Netflix. Oh, here we broke 341, and I stopped out on the last break even. I think. No, was it break even? No, with a small profit, but it was okay. I'm a little negative on Netflix. I didn't trade it very clean, so yeah, I have to work on it. I did good on Tesla, but also here I was way too early. I mean, I had this 30. I had 304 was a level 4. I had down for support. Or maybe it was, yeah, around here. But I was early. I saw it reject 3. So here I entered when it came above 306, but I saw it still being weak, but I was too slow taking it off, and I thought, well, I'm gonna add it 304. But the market at that time was selling off hard, and I finally saw it bounce off of 303, and I think we traded below 303, and on the way up I added at 303.54 on the break of the $0.50, and then we bounced really hard, and I took profits on the way up. So it was really good, even my exit. So I did good here. Maybe did take too many exits, but my partial here was very good at 306. So, and then the last and my best trade today was NVDA, actually. I saw it make a low and trade back up to 150, and I saw this candle here, and it sorry for that. It traded very it started to reject this level. I mean, it slowed down, and after making this like 2-point move, maybe 2.5-point move up, and the market also like consolidating at the time, I just gave it a stab with a quarter position, and I was very surprised by this drop here. I missed my entry. I was watching it as it broke above 150, and I wanted to see it like test 150 and to check how it reacts there. But this drop, it happened so fast. It was kind of funny because like I was like I saw this drop, and it traded to 60, and I was just watching it. Do you think I got the idea of taking my profit at the half? I just watched it. I was so surprised by this drop, and I kept watching it instead of just taking a partial, and so I missed my partial. But I was confident in taking it, and I would have liked to add to the trade, but there was no clean entry, so I didn't enter back here. I mean, there was a clear retest of 150. We lifted above the level, but immediately dropped, and even here I could have added, but it doesn't look as clean, and my entry was around here. I didn't know whether it would move higher or actually drop and go further low, so I just stuck with it. I took my partial now at this $0.50 level and just stuck with the rest and did really good until it got here to this support level, and you know, like here. So I was eyeing it at 148, and when I saw it like turn green, I took the trade off, and as you can see, I missed another maybe $2. So in hindsight, but I saw it here in this consolidation and was thinking moments of like shorting into 148.50, but at the time I was busy with all the other trades, and I did not like how it traded, and just, you know, you never know what the market does, and was afraid I might, you know, like get caught in a short for a backside test of 49.50 before it rolls over, or VWAP breakout. You know, like they sometimes make like these spikes up here and just for a hard reject to before returning lower. So I just did not touch it anymore. Yeah, and I think that's it. Was my best trade. So yeah, just tiny size, but it worked out great. I was patient, stuck with it, and got $1 out of it. Yeah, coming back tomorrow. Thank you very much.